Ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Will Philo, #1, Scott Casey Gale. And today is my second WWE Raw review on Wrestling Renegades 1 and my own channel, Will Philo #1. The commentators for Monday Night Raw are Michael Cole, JBL, and Jerry the King Lawler. Now let's begin with the recap, shall we? Right off the bat, we got Raw Managing Supervisor Vicky Guerrero in her office. She began to talk about the prestige of both the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. She then gleefully thanked the McMahon family for allowing her to announce that later in the night, World Champ Alberto Del Rio would go one-on-one with WWE Champ John Cena. After the Raw opening montage, we get Daniel Bryan, who was sporting a new t-shirt. Once again, the crowd was falling over themselves as they cheered for Bryan. He walked to the ring where a ladder was already in place, symbolizing the Money in the Bank. Match. He will take part on July 14th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He talked about how after making Randy Orton tap out last week, that he is no longer the weak link. Bryan said that he has his sights set on becoming WWE Champion. Since there are 5 or 6 other people in the Money in the Bank match, it was bound that someone was going to come out and disagree with Bryan, and the first person to do so was Sheamus. Sheamus reminded Bryan of how his last world title reign ended with an 18-second loss to Sheamus at WrestleMania 28. The two exchanged some entertaining bobs until Randy Orton interrupted them. Orton talked about how it's been almost 2 years since he has held a world title. He said he's not just hungry, but he's starving to win it again. Kane was next to come out and stake his claim in winning the Money in the Bank match. He talked about how ruthless he has been throughout his career and is not afraid to be ruthless again, even to his former partner Daniel Bryan. Next out is Christian, who reminded everyone of his well-documented success in ladder matches. He also said that he is only looking for one more match in his career, and the match will be for the WWE title. Last but certainly not least is CM Punk, who said he was reluctant in joining the parade but couldn't resist. He too wanted to remind all of his opponents of something that is the fact that he is the only man to win Money in the Bank twice. Bryan forcibly interrupted Punk and told him that he would make him tap out faster than he did Orton last week. Orton has heard enough and said of Bryan and tried to put his hands on him. Kane stepped in front of Daniel Bryan, to which Bryan said he didn't need any help. Orton chunked Kane back around and hit him with an RKO. Everyone immediately got their guard up and prepped for a brawl, but everyone eased their way out of the ring instead. After a segment, we get a montage of John Cena and Del Rio. And then we get a video package of the first WWE Champion being Nature Boy Buddy Rogers and the first World Heavyweight Champion Lou Thesz, who is recognized as one of the first, if not the first, World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion ever. Then it's The Shield versus the Usos. Winner of the match, The Shield, which was a pretty good match. After the match, we cut through Kane and Daniel Bryan in the locker room. Bryan informs Kane that he talked to Vicky Guerrero and got Kane a match against Orton. Kane is happy about the match until Daniel tells him that he will be the special guest referee in Kane's match. Match 2 is Dolph Ziggler versus Jinder Mahal. Winner of the match, Dolph Ziggler. Enough said. After the match, 3MB tried to gang up on Ziggler. Ziggler showed up his athleticism and escaped, but not before he pulled up his finisher to one of the members of 3MB outside the ring. Then we get another video package of Bruno Sammartino and Harley Race. After the break, we are in Vicky's office again as she was talking to her assistant, Brad Maddox. Triple H interrupted just before Vicky said something she wasn't supposed to. Triple H commended Vicky on the show she put together. Vicky complained that she is receiving too much advice from the McMahon family. Triple H advised her to simply listen to them, but don't deny any of it. But don't do any of it. Instead, just listen to him. Okay? Then we get a video package of Mark Henry. Match 3, Randy Orton versus Kane with Daniel Bryan as a special guest referee. Kane kicks Orton in the face. Winner of the match, Kane. After the match, Kane was unhappy with the way he won once again and thought about chokeslamming Daniel Bryan. He opted not to and left the ring. Orton was not as merciful as he hit Daniel Bryan with an RKO. We cut to the locker room with CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and the Intercontinental Champion Curtis Axel are talking about their match against the Primetime Players. Punk said he doesn't need Axel's help and that he could beat the Primetime Players by himself. CM Punk said he trusts Paul Heyman, but he does not trust Curtis Axel. And we showed another world title video package. This time, Bob Backlund, who is the second longest reigning WWE champion, and the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, who is a multi-time NWA World Champion and one of the most charismatic performers ever. Then it's match 4, Fandango versus Sheamus. Winner of the match, Sheamus via counter. Enough said. Then we get Ryback versus The Miz. The Miz ended up winning because Ryback asked the referee to stop the match because his leg was in pain. After the match, Chris Jericho was on commentary, and then after the match, Chris Jericho got up from the commentary table and hit Ryback for Codebreaker. Then we get another video package of world titles as they profiled Hulk Hogan and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Then after the break, we were bestowed with the presence of Mark Henry. He stood up at the top of the ramp and talked about his list of credentials, which include him being legitimately the strongest man in the world at one point and a 2-time Olympian. He also talked about how he earned the right to be WWE champion because of all the time he put in working for WWE. He talked about how he always did the right thing for the company, but at Money in the Bank, he would beat Cena and do the right thing for him. Another great promo for Henry. Vince McMahon dropped by to visit Vicky Guerrero. He was not happy about how Vicky has handled things when it came to Daniel Bryan, but commended Vicky on the main event between Cena and Del Rio. But he also said it was a bad idea to give it away on cable television, said it's a main event that belongs on pay-per-view, which is odd because in reality, the buck stops with him at the end of the day. Anyway, Vince McMahon tells Vicky that she should listen to him, much like Triple H said earlier. Then it's CM Punk and Curtis Axel versus the Primetime Players Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. Curtis Axel ended up... CM Punk took control and hit Young with the GTS, but before he could go for a pin, Curtis Axel attacked himself and then pinned Young. Punk had a look of disdain on his face. Winners CM Punk and Curtis Axel. Yet another championship video package was shown with Stone Cold Steve Austin as WWE Champion and Sting as the World Heavyweight Champion. Two legends given their proper respect. Then it's match 7. Alicia Fox versus Caitlyn. Winner of the match, Caitlyn. After the match, AJ Lee came out and stood at the top of the ramp to berate Caitlyn once again. AJ said she had bought one of Caitlyn's less than family-friendly modeling photos before she joined the WWE. She put her up on the big screen and it was clearly a doctored photo of Caitlyn, plus a few hundred pounds. It was actually kind of funny. Okay, yet again we are in Vicky Guerrero's office where she was visited by Stephanie McMahon Levesque. Stephanie McMahon is not happy with the way Vicky handled the situation between AJ and Caitlyn. Vicky then confessed that the direction she's been getting from all of the higher-ups are making her head spin and making her job hard. Stephanie agreed with what she said and asked how she could make Vicky's job easier. After a failed attempt at humor from Vicky, Stephanie McMahon announced that she will be publicly evaluated next week on Raw. Then it's match 8, Cody Rhodes versus Antonio Cesaro. Winner of the match, Antonio Cesaro. Another champion video package is up with Triple H being profiled as WWE Champion and Booker T being profiled as World Heavyweight Champion. After the break, we are treated to a backstage segment between a group of divas promoting their new reality show. Not much happened here, and it was a pretty stupid segment. The commentators then broke news that Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family will debut next week as they are treated to a Wyatt family video package. Match 9 is Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. Why this match is free on television is beyond me, but here it is. The two champions have a quality television match. Henry and Ziggler distracted 2 in the ring, but Ziggler's distraction caused Del Rio to walk him to the Attitude Adjustment from Cena, who picked up for the win soon after. Winner of the match, John Cena. Then after the match, Mark Henry grabbed the WWE Championship and walked into the ring. Henry tried to bait Cena into a fight, but Cena was ready. Henry then climbed out of the ring smiling. And I did not like this War. I give this War 1 star, 2 thumbs down, way down. This War gets an F. I'm sorry, but this was a very bad War. And I did not enjoy it at all. Anyway, but I am excited for the debut of the Wyatt family on Monday Night Raw next week. Comment down below and tell me what you thought of this War. Subscribe to Wrestling Renegades 1. Subscribe to Will Feel number 1. Subscribe to Kilbrick's Wrestling Show 56. Be sure to check out his movie Retard coming Halloween 2015. Subscribe to Michael Miner. Subscribe to Godzilla Hawk. Subscribe to Aaron Griggs. Subscribe to the Wrestling Gurus and the Wrestling Goose Society. Subscribe to Chase Oliver 68. Joe the Show is back. Subscribe to Tree of Woe Show. Subscribe to Troy Davis. And subscribe to Bears All the Way 12. Subscribe to Mr. Walt. Subscribe to Off the Rope Show. So subscribe to Bubba Dunn Funkin. And subscribe to Amen 7977. Also known as and subscribe to the Wrestling Critics 02. You stay classy, YouTube viewers. Live long and prosper. And peace out.